I'm going to show you a technique that I use using Google Forms and Google Sheets when I was working with some fifth graders at Split Rock. So the project was to create a Powtoon. And so long as the project lives online, it doesn't have to be Powtoon, it can be anything, so long as it generates a link to get to the student's work. So I made a little folder here, and the form I assigned to all three classes. So it's the same form, all three classes. One question, short answer, last name, short answer question, first name. Who was your teacher? This was a drop down. And then what was your topic? Choose from a list. And then a link to your Powtoon. So what the kids would have seen, if I look at this little eyeball preview. So again, we got short answer, short answer. Notice the asterisk, meaning it's required. Who's your teacher? You wouldn't have to do this one, obviously, but choose from a list. There were three different teachers. And then what was your topic? And then again, copy and paste the link to your Powtoon. And I believe I set this up so it had to be, it was required to be a URL. I'll show you that in just a second. So if you do this question, for example, notice the required button. But down below, there's response validation. I also put in a description. Copy and paste the link to your Powtoon was the description. But under response validation, it had to be text. You could do number, text, length, or regular expression. In this case, it's text because it's a web address. And then specifically, you could say the text contains, the text doesn't contain, the text must be an email address. In this case, we want a web address. And then if they don't get it correct, if they don't put a web address in, the message that pops up says, please share a link to your Powtoon. So you can customize what that message says. And again, this type of question is a multiple choice question, and this was a drop down question. And again, short answer, short answer. So the students fill this out, and then responses started to come in. And you can see individual or summary of all responses. You can see student by student how they responded. But the important thing is this little green button here. This is the Google Sheet that's associated with the Google form. And you click that button, it generates it automatically. And it comes in by a timestamp. But because I had selected regular classroom teacher as an option, I want to sort this list first by teacher and then by last name. So the way you could do that, I'm going to select everything. I'm going to do Control A on my keyboard to select all. And under data, you can sort by a range. And the first range I want to sort by, notice data has a header row because I have timestamp, email, last name, first name. So there's a header row. I want it to sort by regular classroom teacher. I want to add another column to sort, and it's going to go A to Z, by the way. Then I want to add another column to sort by last name. So now I can see A to Z last name. And when I sort this, it's going to do all of Callahan first, all of Cunningham second, and all of Diglio third. And within that sort, it's going to go by last name: Barron, Bullock, Cook, Donaldson, Fairchild, etc. So what I would then do is share this with the students. So I'm going to copy the link. Anyone with the link can view. And then back in Google Classroom, you can share that back. So here on Google Classroom, you'll notice I used Classroom as a means to solicit the information from students. There's the Google form. Please turn in the link to your Powtoon, completing the attached form. You're supposed to click mark as done. You can see there's 1 turned in and 54 assigned. The reality is they're all turned in. The kids just didn't click mark as done, but my direction said mark as done. And then up above, I said view your classmates' Powtoons by using the links on the spreadsheet. So I might have even made a separate spreadsheet and copied the information in once it was sorted. But now the kids can see each other's work. Again, it's sorted by teacher and by last name. And when they want to look at stuff, they can simply click on it. Oops. So they can click on one. There's the link right above, and they can see each other's stuff. It doesn't allow them to comment here, but I just gave the kids some informal time to talk to each other, say what they like, say, just they gave each other compliments about each other's work. And I didn't have to have every kid come up to the front of the class to do a short presentation because that would have taken 3 days. In this case, once the kids turned their work in, I was able to return the spreadsheet and they could see each other's work rather conveniently right from their desks. So I hope this helps. Hope it makes sense. Please feel free to get in touch if you have any questions. Thanks.